Hi bookworms, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So today's video is my March TBR, so without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So March is another big reading month. I am participating in 2 readathons which I've already done TBR videos of, and that's Greek GoTAthon and Game of Thrones the main quest. So I'm not going to go in full depth of them, I'll just show the books, but if you want to know the prompts and all about it, I will link down the videos below. I also am thinking about 3 other readathons. There is a 48-hour readathon that's happening once a month, and it's the Hello Seasons readathon, and basically it's a 48-hour readathon on certain months where the seasons are. So there is one for March which is spring / autumn, because some, like the southern sides going into spring, northern sides going into autumn, and so depending on which season you're in is which prompts you do. So for me it is spring, so it's just 2 prompts and you combine those 2 prompts together, so you know it's nothing hard. It is just a 48-hour readathon. Then there's the backlist readathon, which is for a couple of days. I can't remember what days they are, which is just reading backlist books, stuff like that, which there's a couple of prompts, but you can do as many as you want, all of them, combine all of that, which I'm thinking of, but it depends on if I've managed to read all the books I need to read. And then there's this other readathon which I am going to talk about because I do really want to do, and that is Galaxyathon. So Galaxyathon is hosted by the Brightside Girl on BookTube, but it's Macy, and basically is running from the 7th of March to the 20th of March, and with the title it's a sci-fi based readathon. And I know you're probably like, but I know, but I absolutely loved Illuminae, and I saw this and this readathon really fit well in continuing on the Illuminae series, so I was just like, do you know what, I'm going to do it. So it's got 5 prompts, but you can combine prompts to the books, so like, you know, if you can fit all of those prompts in one book, brilliant. So the prompts are space opera, book with aliens, set on another planet, sky undercover, and star-crossed lovers. And I am literally fitting 3 books for these prompts. So for space opera and set on another planet, I am going with Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, which is book 2 in the Illuminae series. I want to continue reading the series. I absolutely love the first book. Can't wait to pick this up. Need to pick this book up. So we're going for that for space opera and another planet, because it is set on another planet. For book with aliens and sky undercover, I currently have requested it from the library. I haven't got it yet, but if it doesn't get here on time, then I probably either Kindle it or buy it. But it's Armada, which is by Ernest Cline, which is not to do with Ready Player 1 or 2, but similar sort of video game world, but it's to do with aliens invading their planet. And it also on the cover we have got sky on the cover, so I'm combining those 2 prompts together. And then the last prompt, which is Star-Crossed Lovers, I'm going with The Darkest Star by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and this is basically about 70-year-old Evie, who is I think she's human, possibly, and then I think she's human, and then she meets Luke, who is an alien, possibly. It is Star-Crossed Lovers. Yeah, so it is a sci-fi fantasy, I think, from what I was gathering. Either way, it fits the prompt, so I'm reading that. So those are the books I'm going to be reading for Galaxyathon, including Armada as well. So that's the 3 books for that. For Game of Tomes, I'm just going to breeze through them. I'm going to be reading Ruin and Rising, Nevernight, City of Ashes, The Last Graduate, also The Road Trip, but that's also combined into the other readathon, which is the Greek GoTathon. So the other books in Greek GoTathon particularly, but this is also for Game of Tomes, but The Road Trip, King of Scars, can't wait to read that, Part of Your World, and also Witch Haven. Again, if you want to know what prompts fit what and everything, then basically go onto those TBR videos. And then I'm on to book club books and other books and all that malarkey. So first up we have The Circus Infinite, which is by Kan Wong. This is a space circus book. I was kindly gifted this by Angry Robots, and I'm actually on tour for this, and my review spot for this will be on the 20th of March, so I do need to prioritise this book first. But I'm just going to read what the synopsis is about, because it's very hard to explain what this is about, because it just sounds so interesting. So it says, roll up, the space circus is about to begin. Persephone 9 is the galaxy's most infamous pleasure moon, and it is here that Jess, a mixed-race asexual empath with gravity manipulation abilities, is hoping to hide in plain sight from the scientists hunting him after his escape from their torturous study. Joining the circus as runaways often do, he finds at the Circus Infinite a band of misfits that accept and welcome him into their circle. It's not long, though, until the local crime boss Nico stumbles upon who Jess really is and how much he is worth. Armed with that knowledge, he makes Jess an offer he can't refuse. But when Nico's requests of espionage, torture, and demolition threaten Circus, Jez and his friends fight back. Can they take the mobster down and keep Jez safe from the scientists tracking him across the galaxy? It just sounds really awesome. A space circus. Come on. Like, how good can that get? So I'm going to read that for Angry Robots Tour. Big thank you for them giving me a copy of this book. It's absolutely stunning. Like, I love the colour purple. It's beautiful. So I'm going to be reading that. Like, technically this does fit the Galaxyathon prompts, but I did actually want to prioritise this before anything. So we're reading The Circus Infinite, and I'm very excited for that. Next, for my 12 books challenge, I'll be reading The Drowning of Arthur Braxton by Caroline Smales. This was recommended to me by Becca on one of my book club members, and I can't remember what this is actually about now. I don't know whether there's a synopsis here. No. It does say this little bit. Oh no, it's here. Sorry, I thought that was the blurb. Right, hang on. I'll read what it's about. It says Arthur Braxton runs away from school. He hides out in an abandoned building, an old Edwardian bathhouse. He discovers a naked woman swimming in the pool. From this point on, nothing will ever be the same. It says The Drowning of Arthur Braxton is an unflinching account of the pain and trauma of adolescence and how first love can transform even the most unhappy of lives into something miraculous. It is a dark and brooding modern fairy tale from one of our most gifted writers. Bex basically said how much she loves this. She pretty much keeps raving the book to me, saying, you need to read it, please read it. Or if you don't read it, put it in our book club pick, because she'll happily reread it. So I finally put it on, so there will be a vlog for this and my thoughts when I get to it, but I'm very excited to see. It's not my usual book choice and book pick I would read, but I'm excited nevertheless. For my book club, so Escape with Books, we are reading Legendborn by Tracy Dion. I'm very glad this won, because I actually am really interested in picking up the second book, and they're just stunning covers, and the second book's covers just as stunning, and I was just like, don't really want to buy the book when I haven't, like, pre-order that second book when I haven't read the first. So I'm really glad that this got picked. I'm very excited to read it. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. Not gonna lie, I can't remember what it's about, so we're gonna read the synopsis. So it says, some legacies are meant to be broken. After her mother dies in an accident, 16-year-old Bree Matthews wants to escape. A residential program for bright high schoolers seemed like the perfect opportunity until she witnesses a magical attack her very first night on campus. A flying demon feeding on human energies, a secret society of sacred legend that hunt the creatures down, a mysterious mage that calls himself a Merlin and who attempts and fails to wipe Bree's memory of everything she saw. The mage's failure unlocks Bree's own unique magic and a buried memory from the night her mother died. Now Bree will do whatever it takes to discover the truth, even infiltrate the Legendborn. But when the Legendborn reveal themselves as the descendants of King Arthur's knights and foretell a magical war, Bree must decide how far she'll go for the truth. Should she use her magic to take the society down or join the fight? So I have a feeling it's got a bit of like King Arthur Merlin retelling sort of esque on it. It's given me sort of dark academia vibes as well, with it being in like a university campus. Honestly, I'm excited for this. Like, it sounds really good. It sounds up my street. I'm not gonna lie, the writing in this book though is minute. It is so small. Like, I think I'm going to be like this reading. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I'm glad it won because it gives me that kick in the bum to actually read it, because I've owned that for like ages. Then everyone sort of said they wanted to read The Midnight Library in my book club, but I like to do my book choices in themes, and this didn't fit really like a fantasy theme in my opinion. So I said to guys, like, you know, how do you feel about doing a buddy read for this, because it's a very short book, you know, it's not massive, so it's not like we're reading two big books. And a lot of them were like, yes, let's do it. So we're going to be buddy reading The Midnight Library as well by Matt Haig, and I can't remember what this is about, but I do know this focuses a lot on mental health. I think specifically on depression and possibly suicide. So I'm honestly expecting to be a blubbering mess over this book. It says, Nora's life has been going from bad to worse. Then at the stroke of midnight on her last day on Earth, she finds herself transported to a library. There she is given the chance to undo her regrets and try out each of the other lives she might have lived, which raises the ultimate question. With infinite choices, what is the best way to live? Yeah, I think there's a lot of mental health representation here. It's not a very big book. It's 288 pages. I'm very excited to read this. This is a book that I've been really wanting to read, but I'm too scared to read too, because it's such a beloved book, and I'm like, what happens if I don't like it? But yeah, I'm very happy that we're going to buddy read this. Definitely we'll be reading this soon. I think this is going to be a perfect book to read on like a weekend vlog or something. So yeah, we're going to be reading that, and I'm very excited. Then for Sydney's Patreon book club, the main book club, we're reading The Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Boulet. I think that's how you say it. I'm very excited to read this. It's a stunning book, and I picked this book up. This actually went and done its rounds like all over BookTube and Bookstagram, but I actually saw this book before then. I actually went to my independent bookstore and I saw this, and I was like, oh, this looks really intriguing. And so Alistair was working there that day, who has given me so many book recommendations when I've been and visited, and he was just like, oh, you know, I do recommend it. He explained what it was about, and I was like, oh. So I owned it and never really talked about it to anyone. And then all of a sudden, there was just a massive big buzz about this book. Loads of people were talking about it on BookTube, on Bookstagram, lots of people were doing reviews, and I was just like, I wish I went out there and said, I got this book, because someone must have started the trend, because all of a sudden it went from no one seeing it, I never seen it anywhere, and I picked it up because he told me about it, and then it was everywhere. But we're going to read this for her main book club pick, and I actually can't remember much about it. Like, I thought it was, I think, yeah, it is a thriller, I think. or something similar to that. So it says strong, I apologise, I probably won't be able to pronounce half of this, but it says strong Ojibwa women are like the tide, reminding us of forces too powerful to control. Weak people feel that strength. 18-year-old Dawnee's mixed heritage has always made her feel like an outsider, both in her hometown and on the nearby Ojibwe reservation. When she witnesses a shocking murder, she reluctantly agrees to be part of a covert FBI operation into a series of drug-related deaths. But the deceptions and deaths keep piling up, and soon a threat strikes too close to home. Now Dawnes must decide what it means to be a strong Anishinaabe Ojibwe woman, and how far she'll go to protect her community, even if it tears apart the only world she's ever known. I just love the fact that she's like helping an FBI operation. It's sort of got that sort of crime aspect in this book. I got a feeling I may have to possibly audiobook this as well as read along. Just I'm not sure. I'm flicking through to say, is it going to be, yeah, okay, I might actually have to audiobook this just for the pronunciations, because otherwise I'm going to struggle with that. But I'm really excited to read this. Like, I've been wanting to read this for a while since I've owned it, but I've just never had the time. But finally, we're reading it, and I'm very excited. There is a Patreon buddy read. However, I'm not sure whether I'm going to read that, purely because I've got so many books, and it's not available paperback wise in the UK until August. It is available on hardback on Book Depository, but that's like nearly £20, and I'm like, oof. And it's £10 on Kindle, so I was like, ooh. So I may possibly see if I can get it on audio and just listen to audio on its own. We'll see, but it's I might read it, I might not, I haven't decided. Also, I've requested it from the library, so I haven't got it yet. But for Ashley's Patreon book club for March and April, we will be reading The Diviners by Liver Bray. I'm hoping to try and read it for this month. If not, if I don't get round to it, I have got also April to read it. So if I don't read it in March, it will definitely be read in April. So we'll decide. Also, originally this was going to be Jade Legacy. However, a lot of us haven't read Jade War because we all started reading House of Sky and Breath, including Sid. So Sydney's decided that for this month, if we still haven't got to Jade War, we'll read Jade War, and next month would be Jade Legacy. But to the people who've already read it, they would read Jade Legacy now. That's Jade War was actually on one of the readathon prompts. I just can't remember which one it is, but I'm going to read Jade War. I think I had it on my TBR to say I was going to read Jade Legacy, but it's going to be Jade War because I haven't got round to it. Also, I have got Morgan's Patreon book club. We're currently voting on the book at the minute, and it's currently between the Cat Chronicles, the Travelling Cat Chronicles, and The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. I think The Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe is the one that's winning currently, but it's still got a day to vote. So whichever book wins then, I might read. Also, I'm participating in a big month-long buddy read of The Hobbit. I have requested that at the library, but we are doing like so many chapters a week, so I think I might actually just buy the book and just read it alongside, just because we're all doing like chapters. I just kind of feel like otherwise I'm going to be quite behind and I don't want to, so I think I'm going to either get it on Kindle or buy the book, but definitely be doing that because I've watched Lord of the Rings and I hated it, but I honestly think the books like Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings books, I think I probably will enjoy more, so definitely want to do that. And then lastly, I want to try and read The Corpse Flower by Anne Met Hancock. I was kindly gifted this by Swift Press, the publishers. They said, oh, would you like to read this new book we've got out? I was just like, okay, what's it? And they said, and so I Amazoned it and I was like, oh yes, it sounds really good. So I said yes to this, and I really want to pick it up. So if I don't get round to it, I'll probably read it in April, but it sounds like a book I think I am just gonna like read in one day. So basically we follow oh god, that sounded wrong. We are following Danish journalist Heloise Cowden, who is in the middle of a nightmare. One of her sources has been caught lying and she could lose her job over it. And then she receives the first in a series of cryptic letters from an alleged killer. Anna Keel is wanted for murder but hasn't been seen by anyone for 3 years. When the reporter who first wrote about the case is found murdered in his apartment, Detective Eric Schaefer comes up with the first lead. Has Anna Keel struck again? If so, why does every clue point directly to Heloise? As Heloise starts digging deeper, she realises that to tell Anna's story, she will have to revisit her darkest past and confront the one person she swore she'd never see again. So I have flicked through this and I was like, is this multiple perspective? And it looks like it is. I think we've got some initial bits from Anna. I think we've got little bits from the detective, Eric Schoffer, but I do think we're mainly focusing on Heloise. It says, everyone says she did it, but what if he deserved it? I am very intrigued by this book. It sounded amazing when they reached out to me, and so I really want to bump this up on to my TBR. So those are the books. I would love to fit in others, so it depends how much I read and how quickly I read some of these books. Like some of these books I think would be one sittings, and I'm kind of like, if that's the case, then brilliant. So I wouldn't mind. I'm hoping to fit in I've forgotten what the third book on the Illuminate series is. Whatever it is, the third book in Illuminate series, I really would like to fit that in. I also I'm actually starting a vlog series, but I am doing it like I'm reading so many books for this vlog, but not like I'm doing it within months, if that makes sense. So I have got a few books that are for this secret vlog. So if I can squeeze them in, I will. I also would really like to pick up Beyond the Black Door by A.M. Strickland. I recently bought that and I really wouldn't mind getting to that. And I also really wouldn't mind trying to get to this book, Blood Cyan, by Deborah Fillet. This is an ARC and it's not out until the 22nd of this month. But I really wouldn't mind trying to read this, so if I can fit it in this month as well, that would be fantastic. Editing Amy here, I completely forgot a book, which is quite important. It's a buddy read I'm doing, but it's also for my Fairy Loot vlog series that I am doing, and that is Law by Alexandra Bracken. So I'm buddy reading with another Fairy Loot subscriber, Lucy, who's also in my book club. We've become very, very good friends basically, and so we're reading all of the Fairy Loot books together, but I'm also doing like a vlog series for it. So this is the book we're going to be doing for that for March. I'm very excited for this. I'm also very apprehensive because I don't know whether I'm going to love it or not, because I can be a bit hit and miss with like mythology retellings. But just to explain what the book is about, it says, in modern day New York, a murderous game is about to begin, the Agon. Every 7 years for 1 week, only Zeus punishes the gods by forcing them to walk the earth as mortals, savagely hunted by the descendants of ancient bloodlines, all eager to kill a god and seize their divine power and immortality. After her family was brutally murdered by a rival line, Law Perosis fled, turning her back on the Agon's cruel permissions of eternal glory. For years, Law has honoured her parents' memory by doing one thing, surviving. For years she has pushed away dark thoughts of revenge, until now, as the next game dawns, Law finds Athena gravely wounded on her doorstep. The goddess offers her an alliance against their mutual enemy and a way to leave the Agon behind forever. But Law's decision to rejoin the hunt will come at a deadly cost. It may not be enough to stop the rise of a new god with the power to destroy all of humanity. Sounds really good. I'm very excited for it. I'm just a little bit apprehensive because I can be very hit and miss with like mythology retelling, but I'm hoping I'm gonna be in a very good ride. So that is the book that I needed to add on. I can't believe I forgot it. So I've got a busy month again. definitely think I'm going to be doing those free readathons. If I can fit in the seasons readathon, which is 48 hours, that would be fab. And if I can do like at least a couple of prompts from the backlist, that would be brilliant. I'm going to see whether any of the books that I'm currently reading might fit in those prompts. We'll see. But yeah, it's going to be a busy month, but I think it's going to be another fun reading month, and I see big predictions for these books. But yeah, if you've got this far, please leave. What shall we leave? I don't know. Leave a rose down in the comments and let me know if you've read any of these books. Let me know if you're participating in any of these readathons. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.